According to Cocteau's plan, I'm the internet. Because I like to think. I like to read. I'm into freedom of speech and freedom of choice. I'm the kind of guy who likes to sit in a greasy spoon and wonder, gee, should I have the T-bone steak or the jumbo rack of barbecue ribs with the side order gravy fries? I want high cholesterol. I want to eat bacon and butter and buckets of cheese, okay? I want to smoke a Cuban cigar the size of Cincinnati in a non-smoking section. I want to run through the streets naked with green jello all over my body reading Playboy magazine. Why? Because I suddenly might feel the need to, okay, pal? I've seen this. You know what it is? It's a 47-year-old virgin sitting around in his beige pajamas drinking a banana broccoli shake singing, I'm an Oscar Mayer weed.
Good morning. How'd y'all like that one?
Yeah, that's good too. What's up, Clyde?
What movie is that?
Really?
Yeah, really. I know. I recognized Stallone there in that costume, and I know I should know, but I don't know.
Demolition Man.
No, don't know.
We watched that recently, relatively recently.
I mean, it's pretty relevant.
Yeah, that's why we watched
As you
it.
snap into your Slim Jim.
This is a
Rat Slim Jim.
That's a beef stick.
I like your getup, Clyde.
Like that. I'm trying. I gotta go. I gotta head out after we do the show. So
That's your
trying to spin it up, and it's
it's your stepping out outfit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go blow up some cars and all hail Ukraine and throw out some swastikas and be all set.
Cool. Well, have fun.
I can't do it. I don't know. Like the hair just doesn't grow right. It wants to grow down. So curling it up is difficult at best. I tried.
As we were starting, I plucked like 3 hairs that were like growing out of my ear in a weird way. How old were you guys when you started having weird hairs growing out of weird places like that?
Well, not my ear, but I started to get some hair on my chest like a couple of years ago. That was weird.
Oh, mine's turning gray.
Yeah.
I get them right there on my nose. Where you going, buddy?
My wife cuts my hair, and she cut my hair a couple weeks ago, and she's like, started commenting on the amount of gray hair that I have. I was like, all right, I'm finally becoming distinguished. And she's like, no, you're getting old. It's like, no, it's like, I mean, come on. I've been waiting for this like for the last 5 years, like when's the gray hair come? I got too many damn kids. I got too much stuff going on. It's just a matter of time before it all grays out. But I do have, and I don't know if this is like getting old or a weather thing, or maybe I'm just sitting too much and that goes with getting old, but I have like a dry spot of skin right on my ass cheek. And like when I sit, it gets really uncomfortable. And when I get up, like my underwear catch on the dry skin on my ass. And it's quite strange. I have to put lotion on my ass cheek now. Like, is this age? Like, what is this?
Let us take a look.
Oh my God, we became like the most boomer show ever. If we had anybody watching prior to that,
under the age of
they are not still
42. Yeah, they probably left. That's what you get when you start off by snacking. I let me and Clyde take over.
Wow. I will not make the mistake of having food at my desk when I start this show ever again. Wow.
All right, so what kind of young hip thing do you got going on there, Justin?
What do you mean? What kind of young hip thing do I have going on?
I assume you must have something. You must have something young and hip to talk about since you're chastising us so badly. That's all.
So I bought a new pair of pants yesterday.
Elastic waistband.
No,
those are the best.
No, I've been a 34 waist, 36 length since my senior year of high school.
36, huh?
Yeah, 36 length. Wow. So I had bought the utility kilt. I got that, and I got it in the 34 waist, and I noticed it was a little snug. And my pants have also been feeling a little snug. So I was at the Rural King yesterday, and they had a really nice pair of jeans that was on the discount rack and it was a 36. I was like, I'm just gonna see. So I bought them, and damn it, they fit fucking perfect. I'm getting fat. I'm getting old and fat.
At least you're not into like a 34 yet. Like the length is staying the same.
Yeah.
You got to get worried when you start getting like shorter like that. That's when shit really hits.
I bought socks at a Rural King yesterday.
Corey, do y'all not have the Rural King in South Carolina?
Dude, they're the best, man.
I don't know if we have one. The first time I ever saw one was like right before we moved out of Vermont. They were getting one, I think, over in New Hampshire. And I don't believe I've seen one here in Georgia. So I don't know.
Well, like Tractor Supply has a really corporate-y kind of feel to it. Obviously, it's a corporate chain. It kind of feels that way. Rural King is getting to be a pretty decent chain, but they don't have much of that corporate feel. It feels like a 1984 Kmart, but they have a lot of cool shit. Yeah. I mean, at least the ones down here. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
okay.
The ones here are the same way. Like you can get.
Cool.
That's actually where I get these the beef sticks.
Yeah, I bought beef sticks there too.
Beef sticks and pants, and that's why you don't fit in a 34 anymore.
My wife can't buy pants there because they're all too big. They don't make sizes for skinny women there.
You should let her eat something once in a while, Doug.
Everyone tells her that she's not like skinny, but I don't know. Everyone always tells her.
Be careful how you word the rest of this, because how long you live today could be dependent on the next words that you choose.
She'd definitely get more mad at me for making her sound skinny than fat, for sure, because that's what she gets ridiculed for. So she's not. She's perfect and beautiful.
Aren't they all?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Just in case all
except for the real fatties, and it's just unhealthy.
But I wouldn't touch them, so
come on, man,
don't bother me.
When I told my wife that I had to go up a waist size, she's like, "Oh, you are getting fat." I was like, "I've literally been the same size since high school. Like, most of my jeans are ones that I bought when I was in high school, like except for the ones that she has bought for me over the last 5 years. Like, I think I'm doing all right. Like, I'm not that fat."
Yeah, I went when I was like running and doing stuff. It was like a 32 consistently, and then I got hurt and I quit and stopped, and then it's like that 34. I'm like, okay, it's okay, as long as I don't like keep going, as long as it like stays here and maintains. And, I don't know, I gotta quit drinking, I guess, right? But we watched like 5 minutes of the State of the Union, and it's just like, how can you not drink?
Really? Wow. How was it?
I watched the last 15 minutes, and I wanted to shoot myself and just burn the world. It was just, God. I don't even know like how people can watch that crap and not like see through it all. Like that Trump, Obama, Bush, Reagan, they all could have given the same speech. It was the same thing. It was just, the same crap. And I'm giving up this podcast for Lent.
I hadn't thought about it.
I gotta take my dogs outside. Apparently the rollaway dumpster that I had ordered is being delivered, so they need to go batshit about it. So I'll be right back.
Dude, that's so funny because I actually missed that clip of the movie from the opening intro because we're getting dirt delivered today, and apparently it's coming early. So anyhow, I had a phone call about it.
I gotta get some dirt as well. I don't know. I can't find dirt. Like compost, The compost is stupid expensive. I found wood chips. I found somebody I can get wood chips from. I might throw down as mulch, but it's all like pine and softwood, and I don't really. I'd rather get hardwood stuff if I can, but I don't know.
Yeah, we got what's available there. We're getting garden soil, which I think is a mix of topsoil and their compost, and it's like $40 a yard.
That's what I gotta find, because that's. Oh man, I'm trying to plant trees around here, and it's like,
I'm going on a 40-day bender.
When does Lent start?
Isn't it supposed to be like there's Tuesday? It's like Fat Tuesday, right? And then that's supposed to be like the day before Lent. So does Lent start today? Is that how that works? Because Mardi Gras was this last weekend,
Oh,
right? At least here. I think it's the same everywhere.
Maybe so. Yeah.
That would
it's
that would
today, yeah.
explain.
Okay.
My
Lent
wife
starts
went down
today.
to. My
I'm
wife
giving
went
up
down to
on
St.
trying to not be
Augustine.
fat.
All
Giving
right.
up on beef sticks tomorrow.
My wife went to St. Augustine this weekend with her sister for her sister's birthday, and she commented on like there was just how strange Florida was because there was like old guys dressed as pirates and weird fat Asian dudes dressed as pirates and like ladies like flashing random people and stuff. And I wonder if it was just like early Mardi Gras type stuff. Maybe Florida isn't that weird. I don't know. Dag, help me out.
Well, it was
They have a
definitely
lot of pirates.
Well, it was definitely Mardi Gras weekend, and there is a lot of pirate fanatics. Especially, I haven't really ever been to St. Augustine. Unfortunately, I'd love to go, but I would definitely assume there. It's like the country's oldest city. Lots of pirate activity throughout the day. Tampa's whole thing is pirate, so we've got like the Gasparilla Parade, which is like they do like a big fake pirate invasion like every year, and it's just insane. Girls Gone Wild really ruined the whole flashing thing. There used to be a lot of that. You used to be able to go and see a lot of that, but I think Girls Gone Wild kind of ruined it.
Are they still around?
They probably just do like regular porn now. I can't imagine the same facet. It's probably considered rape these days. It's definitely called for some uncomfortable family meetings and gatherings, I'm sure. Some uncomfortable Thanksgivings.
Well, hey, look, good transition to get us into the actual show topic. And since Clyde started us out talking about his ass, and now we've moved into rape, let's just go ahead and go straight into the ass rape. There it is. Oh, damn it! Why is it taking so long?
Do you think they're using these for rape?
I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
They hand them out.
FDA approves the first condom meant for anal sex. Okay, so Clyde, you're into this kind of thing. How is this different than a normal condom?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Is it just tougher? I don't know. It's got more lube on it. I mean, like what?
Very pre-lubed.
Like, I really like. I don't know. I didn't click through on the article because I didn't want that on my history.
Time release lube.
But really though, like I don't. Is there? And I don't know. How is it any different? And why does the FDA need to?
Did anybody read the article? Because I didn't. We were joking about it so long ago.
It looks like the purpose of the anal condom is to advance health equity. Everything's about equity. To meet the needs of diverse populations. That's equity and diversity. That's all that matters.
It's pine scented. Oh fuck.
It's got splinters on the outside for his pleasure. I don't. Carl.
Where's Mark when we need him?
Nah, fill us in a little bit.
I'm sure he's already taken one of these for a test drive.
Does it say the difference? Is it purely for like so everybody feels a part of the condom market, or I don't know.
It has encouraging slogans on it.
There's nothing in this that distinguishes what's different about this. Oh, here we go. I think most people would be surprised to know that condoms are not approved for anal sex. But with this new designation from the FDA, people will have more confidence using condoms for anal sex.
This is a way for Big Condom to corner the market through regulation on anal sex condoms, because they paid the $1 billion to get the FDA certification or whatever to get the approval. So now they can put approved for anal sex in their packaging, and nobody else can, keeping the little condom guy out of the anal sex game. Yeah.
I mean, you can always just there's always the old school plastic bag and rubber band hack, but the truth is, if you go to the meat market and get the sausage making, the pig intestine, and it's much cleaner ride. beats a sandwich baggie any day of the week.
Snickers wrapper.
as Justin takes a dainty bite of his little meat stick over there.
So is
Back when condoms were
I have so
illegal,
many questions.
there used to be like underground condom factories, like in people's garages and shit. And that, I guess that's what they do. They had like a butcher friend, and they'd get the intestines from them, and they'd make illegal condoms.
Yeah,
pretty badass.
This is a hot market.
So I have questions. Like, is gay anal sex the only way that HIV is transmitted? Like, it doesn't happen with with straight anal sex? Or that like?
I don't know, man. As
So
I
I'm not a
understand
doctor.
it, yeah.
I don't think that it's necessarily a gay or a straight thing. I think it just tends to be the receiver is the one who, the giver has to like have it. So I think that's why, like, if a woman, God damn it, I'm gonna get in trouble with the AIDS community. I think that's why it tends to be a homosexual disease, is because they're swapping it around. But obviously, if like a woman sleeping with like a dude who like sleeps with dudes, then I'd have to assume she's at the same risk as another dude of getting HIV if she's taking loads, right?
Was
that scientific?
Scientific enough for this show.
Okay, cool.
I think there's, if I recall,
anal condoms.
if I recall, I think like anal sex it's like it can cause more like micro tears.
Yeah.
And so like it allows more surface
the blood
area,
isn't
I
built for
guess,
that.
for infection. Suppose. I mean, I don't know. I've never tried. So
that makes sense. It allows more like blood to transfer around if there's any sort of bleeding. Otherwise, just pull out. You're good either way. Straight or gay sex. Just pull out. That's all you need.
Jesus, I'm starting to reconsider having this as a show topic.
I'm sorry. You guys shouldn't have let me around this one.
Nuclear winter, and we're talking about like anal condoms. So I don't know. You're the one who pulled it up, man.
Yeah, let's go to nuclear winter. I can be more serious about that.
Oh, I was going to go to racism.
Oh, that's a good segue.
You're talking about Kamala Harris, yeah.
Let's see. Where is it?
Did any of you listen to that?
Yeah, I mean, we'll play it, and then I can tell you my opinion.
Many of us hold multiple truths at once against this war, hoping and praying for peace and safety of those on ground and those fleeing, distraught to once more see anti-blackness playing out. Distraught at war is inflicted on black and brown people. Distraught at border, whatever that word is. Carcerality? What is carcerality?
Seriousness, serialness.
It's
Al Gore. Social media,
Al
you
Gore.
seeing everything that's going on right now.
Hang on, what did Kamala say?
Nothing. Just more affirmative action.
Even social media, you're seeing everything that's going on right now in the Ukraine. Break it down in layman's terms for people who don't understand what's going on and how can this directly affect the people of the United States.
So Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically that's wrong.
Jesus, that bitch is dumb.
But I mean,
that's what you get when you have like affirmative action. You need to like fill quotas. You pick whatever. She's a woman of color, and look at me and look at my ticket, and this is the dumb shit you get. Like, God, she can't like string anything together.
Where's she wrong though? I mean, everything she said was true.
It is.
She was definitely briefed beforehand on the facts. That's probably the exact briefing they gave to her. Okay, now listen, Kamala. Ukraine is a country in Europe.
And it's right next to Russia.
Got that right.
Located next to a great big country named Russia.
And Russia is much bigger than Ukraine.
Remember, that's bad.
So Russia invaded a smaller country. Never mind that Ukraine is like one of the largest landmass countries in Europe, but...
So is she implying that if a small country invades a larger country, that's okay?
When a smaller country invades a larger country.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I guess it's harder to be mad at them.
So if North Korea goes and like, you know, invades like part of China or something, like we're okay with that?
Probably.
All right. Like, I guess I can get
more power to them. I guess it's like.
Yeah.
At least in that case,
what would happen,
we don't have to take sides. Like we can just sit back and be like, "Do it, go little guy, get wiped off the face of the earth."
Yeah, I don't know. It was and I don't know that whole, because we talked about her last week with her word salad and making up like nonsense and just dabbling on and like, I don't even know. I don't know how you can pay attention to politicians and like make sense of it all and have a understanding of the world that makes you feel comfortable and okay.
Carlos, have you not learned better than to ask if these people watch any TV shows? Like every week I bring up a different show and nobody has any clue what I'm talking about. Like they don't watch anything. And I don't watch Veep, so no.
But it's like you said about the State of the Union or whatever. Like there's people who are like not quite make popcorn, but maybe like they get all like into it and they like watch it and they're either like or like they expect to get some sort of good information, or they're like, oh man, he so brought everybody together, or what the fuck ever, man. It is just, it's insane. You know, it's like people watch like debates with like a notebook, you know. It's like, what the fuck? Like, undecided, like Brian Griffin said, undecided voters are the biggest idiots in the world.
I think somebody dropped the link in the group chat there, but there was like, you know, a watch party sign up list. Like you could find watch parties like near you and go watch the State of the Union together. And it's like, man, are you people like serious? Like he, you know, the biggest problem with immigration, we need to secure our southern border. And like everybody applauses. And it's like, wait a minute, dude. Like, I don't know. And like people are getting on Bobert and the other and Green or whatever her name is for like cheering him on. It's like, yes, they're cheering him on because he's saying exactly like what they've wanted to do for the last 4 years, 6 years, you know, like, but it's somehow different when the blue guy says it. Like, are we kidding? Like, we took 350 of your billion of your dollars and we increased the, you know, police funding and we got more police to make your neighborhoods safer, and everybody claps. Like, but I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that. Like, who are these morons, and like, where do they come from? Because
this was Biden's State of the Union, not like a replay of Bush from 2004 or something.
No, this was last night. He was talking about how we need to fund the police, not defund them, and
secure the southern border and fund the police.
Yeah. I know. It was like mind blowing. I couldn't believe it.
Justin's reaching for the whiskey.
Get the time to just go ahead.
Oh fuck! I just saw Carlos's comment about Magic Johnson being the brand name for the condoms. That's fucking hilarious. You got your Johnsons, baby. You know it, buddy.
Oh Lord, oh, that's awful.
It's fucking hilarious. I'm so glad that I finally figured out how to see the comments on this.
Yeah, it took me a while too.
Yeah, it definitely makes this a lot more fun.
Yeah,
you guys are great and all.
But, it only took y'all like 3 months.
Oh, this tab that says comments. Okay, so that lady with that quote about the blackness and whatnot. Is there this article you have here pulled up? Is there some sort of truth to what she's saying, or was she just being insane?
Yes and no.
I mean, I am sick of wars that affect black people too. I mean, we are waging wars in other places that do affect black people. So in that sense, I totally agree with her. But about the Ukraine thing, I didn't know if it existed.
I dove into there was a hashtag or there was something trending, and I kind of went into it, and like a lot of it was like, hey, look, you know, the Western countries don't give a shit about Africa. They don't care about black people. It's not like you know, they take advantage of all this stuff, and like, why are we supporting Ukraine? And there was some rationale for Russia being kinder to like Africa or something, or having, I don't know. It was a little bit, but and then at the same time, like you did have in the media anyway. I don't know, you know, how much of truth there is to it or what's propaganda or not, but they were supposedly like putting the black Ukrainians or black people, I guess, are not really Ukrainians, like on the trains to leave after like all the white people got out.
So it's from looking at the article and having read through it a little bit and looked at it, it's predominantly Nigerians who are in the Ukraine for school.
Yeah.
And so what's been happening is Ukrainian officials in the evacuation stuff and in like people fleeing from Ukraine, they've been prioritizing Ukrainian citizens and European citizens over Nigerian students or other non-European, non-Ukrainian.
Non-white, just say white.
Well, you know, it's that's kind of the fucked up thing about it is it's not per se. From everything that I've seen, it's not per se a racist thing. It's a nationality thing. But the problem is that the optics of it, as tend to be the case in things like this, the optics of it look bad because it is the people who are not getting priority are predominantly black. They're not putting white people ahead of black people. They're putting Ukrainian citizens and European citizens ahead of non-Ukrainian and European citizens. Like, so
tired of getting those emails from the prince. Screw you guys.
There are a lot of Nazis in Ukraine too, so you know, I guess in fairness, there probably is some sort of racism going on.
You know, but who put those Nazis in power?
Oh, that's a good question, dude. Probably some small South American country or something. They have a tendency of going around and overthrowing large countries all over the world.
It definitely was not NATO and the Obama administration with the help of Hillary Clinton, I'm sure. And Joe Biden probably played a significant part in that. Or no, Joe Biden absolutely did not play any significant part in that whatsoever. And because no Democrat had anything to do with that, none of their children got jobs with the top oil and gas companies in the Ukraine either. Like none of that ever happened. That's all. That's all just hearsay and misinformation. And you obviously don't understand how they got those jobs on merit alone. Because smoking crack obviously is a pre-qualifier for working for a giant Ukrainian gas company.
I mean, you don't know what the crack market's like over there. I mean, you might bring a couple suitcases full of crack over to Ukraine and like they all worship you. I mean, I don't know. How hard is it to get? But seriously though, like
people love crack everywhere.
I know, but like, I mean, our government imports it, so it's like, you know, easy for us to get, but over there it's, you know, how it's gotta come over oceans and yeah, right.
Nepotism.
How like is it explained anywhere, or is it rationalized like Biden's and Hunter's like their role in Ukraine over the past like decades? Like is that ever discussed, and like what's going on now at all, either his like impartiality or how he helped, you know, lead this situation, like get it going? I mean,
no. When the New York Post ran the thing with Hunter Biden smoking crack and everything from his laptop, and then Twitter took that down. Facebook was censoring that post. The entire corporate press decided to completely ignore it and pretend that it was a non-story, and the whole thing got ghosted. From that point on, nothing has been said about any of it, and it's all been effectively scrubbed from the mainstream media. Like, you can still find stuff on like Breitbart and stuff like that, but as far as any of the like the respectable media outlets are concerned, none of that exists. None of that actually happened. There is no evidence of any of that, and the whole thing was a alt-right pro-Trump conspiracy to undermine the Biden campaign. Like, as far as the corporate media world is concerned, none of that ever happened, and
So
it doesn't exist at all.
Do normies not know of like Hunter's position in Ukraine? Do they not know of like Biden's phone call with Ukraine? Is that just like not common knowledge? I'm just trying to like, because I like to understand like the other side. It's the only way that you can kind of make sense, right? I'm like,
I mean, it came up a lot with the impeachment thing with Trump, but I don't know if that's just because the media that we consume was telling us, well, look at this thing with, like you mentioned, the Biden phone call with Ukraine. But yeah, on mainstream news, when they were talking about Trump getting impeached, I don't know if they mentioned that.
But like, and that's the thing, because even now it seems like that would be a bigger piece to all of this, right? That like he's not neutral. There's no possible way that he's neutral in any of this, and it's not like he's looking at this through the eyes of millions of dollars, and I don't know.
See, the problem is, and you said it with the first line of your question. Do normies? No, normies do not. It doesn't matter what if the first words are "do normies this." The answer is no. That's why they're normies. They don't want to know. Like, I think, unfortunately, and it's why whenever you post a lot of political stuff like this on Facebook, you get no traction. Even if Facebook isn't shadow banning you like they are me and Corey, if he's still watching, your stuff gets like no traction because the average person just doesn't give a fuck, and they don't want to. They don't want you to tell them the truth about it. Ignorance is fucking bliss. I have been discovering that more and more over the last 2 years, that ignorance is absolutely bliss, and too many people are way too happy to just blissfully be completely retarded. And that's where we are in society. Like, we saw it at some point. I saw it, y'all saw it, and you were like, oh God, this is fucked up. How much more fucked up could it be? And then for some reason we kept looking to see how much more fucked up it could be, and we kept finding it. And the more you find, the more you're like, well, Jesus Christ, everybody else needs to know about this too. But the average everybody else, they don't give a shit, and they don't want to. Like, they are content to believe that the wizard is this giant head. It's not actually some little old fucker behind the curtain. Like,
there's times I wish I could go back to that sometimes. Like, it'd be so much more peaceful if I could just like worship the state and not have to, think about all the other stuff going
on. Yeah, being a hermit's almost as good.
It is.
You just stop paying attention to it completely.
If it wasn't for the ladies, I'd have been a hermit. I tell you. I ain't joking. Some things you just can't do without.
Well, so in our circles, the red pill, blue pill stuff is bandied about pretty frequently, and it's like Cypher in the original Matrix, where he was like, "If they had told me the truth, I would have picked the blue pill." It's like I don't want that. I don't want to go back to, but there are people who are
just seems so futile to like even think about it. Like, wouldn't it just be easier to applaud when Biden says, we need to build the wall, and just not care like who said it, you know, like, oh yeah, this guy said it this time, you know, and like just go along with it and be okay with my paycheck getting cut in half, and you know, knowing that and not having to think like, oh, if I fall on hard times, I can trust on the government to give me my food stamps and I can go get food and it'll all be okay, and not think about the consequences of all that stuff. It'd just be easier sometime to be a dumb shit, I guess.
Share our show with all of your dumb shit friends so we can wake them up to the gruesome reality that we have to live with every day, and they can be as depressed as we are about it. I'm not. I say that I'm not very black pilled at all. I'm like, I guess it probably helps that I actually view the end of the world as a positive thing. Like society as we know it needs to end. So
yeah,
that's a good transition into.
You're born when you're born, and you know you can't really help what goes on around you, so you may as well try and you know, have as much fun as you can while you're here. You know,
I think
control what you can. And...
it's tough. It's the kids. The kids is what gets me. That's the part that always like kicks me in the balls afterwards. I'm like, shit, man, I gotta take care of them. Gotta give them something. Gotta do something for them. And it's like, man. Which, yeah,
could a small nuclear war reverse global warming? You know, a big nuclear war would end global warming. I mean, you know, you get that initial spike where global temperatures like shoot through the roof, but then after that you get the nuclear winter, and you know, global warming's over.
So, how much do you think Bill Gates is behind this?
Behind
because,
this,
like,
a nuclear
war.
War.
How many billions of dollars is he spending to spray shit in the air to, you know, block the sun to cool the temperatures? And now he doesn't have to do it. He just has to get, you know, Putin and Biden to do it. Like,
well, this article is so funny because it's such like a retarded article, because like, I don't want to like spoil it for anyone, but like at the end they're like, yeah, it's not a good idea. We shouldn't do it. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for this insightful thing. Well, it could lower temperatures by this many degrees, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, it'd also do this, that, and the other and cause all this devastation. Billions of people would die. So, you know, we probably shouldn't consider it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks for taking me down this path.
Yeah, the likelihood of disaster over reversing global warming is more imminent concern. Even a small exchange of nuclear weapons between 50 to 100 Hiroshima-sized bombs, which India and Pakistan already have in their arsenal, would produce enough soot and smoke to block out sunlight, cool the planet, and produce climate change unprecedented in human history. The cons seem to outweigh the pros in the event of global cooling caused by even a small nuclear war.
Why is this even an article? Like, is that ever up for discussion? Like,
yeah, because they needed the headline. This is a good example of writing an article strictly for the headline. It's certainly a clickable headline. You guys want me to nuke it? No? All right. It's out there. Just saying. You guys want it? You got it.
Yeah, so I think they're looking for any potential justification for saying that going to all-out nuclear war with Russia is a good idea. That if we have a little bit of a nuclear war and everybody, like, they're trying to paint the positive outcomes of a potential nuclear war with Russia, because I mean, for anybody who has good common sense, there aren't any positive outcomes from a nuclear war with Russia, but they've got to spin it that way because that's how the warmongers work. And like, I mean, it has been full pivot. Has anybody heard anything about COVID in the last week and a half?
Not really.
I mean,
that's like another one of those things. It's like, how do you not see it? Like, how do people not see that, like, at all?
They locked Fauci up in his office and told him, all right, we're done with your ass. Like, don't come out again until AIDS round 2, you know, here in 10 years.
I
not
think
even
it'd be
10 years.
closer
They're,
than
you know,
that.
whenever.
Yeah, they're rolling out the condoms for it now.
Yeah.
Condoms in that vaccine.
Was it okay? So, Clyde, you said you watched the end of that. You said you watched the end of the State of the Union or whatever. Is it true that he said something like, "Oh, God bless our troops and go get them" or something like
so
that?
he gives this, like, you know, he's ending the speech and talking about like how strong we are as a nation, how united we are as a nation, all this flowery bullshit that, you know, whatever. And he ends and he says, and God bless our troops. And about a couple seconds later, he says, thank you. Go get them. Now, I don't know if that's like, I mean, it could just be him being like an old babbling buffoon.
That's kind of what it sounds like.
But at the same time, I mean, to string those two things together, God bless our troops, thank you, go get them. Like, I don't know, man. The optics on that are not great.
Maybe his old man Freudian slip or something.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a little too much. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It struck me as odd, but then at the same time, it's Biden. He doesn't know what he's saying half the time anyway.
How long is the speech? How long is that thing? How long they keep him standing up there?
I'm not sure.
Typical State of the Union, I believe, goes for an hour and a half, 2 hours, but I don't know how long Biden did his.
It wrapped up about 10, I think. And to honestly, like, the amount of standing ovations that they like give, and like poor Nancy standing behind him just had to, like, she starts like wobbling. She's got to hold the table in front of her. She's like sitting down. I was like, damn, man,
that's because she was
lady
drunk.
a heart attack.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean, I wasn't sure it was like drunk or pills or just old age. Like, I mean, that's tough on your knees getting up and down like that, you know. I mean, I'm sure her knees work pretty well, but
She's probably wearing heels.
Oh, it was the first time I've ever like sat down and really watched anything political like that. I paid attention a little bit in like 2008, around Ron Paul time, and it was kind of like, you know, watched, was it Romney take over, and I was like, people are retarded, and I didn't realize the level of retardation that was, you know, around. But this was the first time I actually watched anything, and I was like, all right, man, everything I'd like learned from just interaction with these morons is spot on.
Yeah, watch a few political speeches and you find out just how low end of the intelligence spectrum the people who are leading our country are.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder. I wonder, right? Is it that so if they're the bottom, right, and are they actually that dumb, or are they just being manipulative? And if they are that dumb, like, what does it say about everybody else that like votes for them or considers them to be these heroes? And it's, you know, the whole bell curve thing, like, where did the president fall? And then everybody else is like below that. And I feel like the bell curve is warping and shifting, and there's like, it's like boobies now, you know, it's like a hill over here and a hill over there. And I think most everybody's on that side of the hill. I got to draw a picture. I'll draw a picture.
I'd like to see it.
You're drawing a picture of boobies? So you've heard the saying, you know, never attribute to malice that which could be explained with ignorance. But I do, like, I think it's twofold. I think to a large extent there is a certain percentage of them that are just that stupid. But I also think that there is another percentage that is much smaller, but probably the ones who are actually pulling the strings, who are not that stupid, but who use it as a tool to, you know, like we said, like all the blue pill people would rather remain blissful in their ignorance, when that is the overwhelming majority of your market. You play the ignorance card, and like, you don't rock the boat. Like, they're not going to get up there and talk about the shit that we're talking about, because then people start asking questions. People start to wonder. People start to think, did we maybe make some wrong decisions in the people that we voted for? Should we maybe be looking more closely at the things that these dumb fuckers are doing? Should we actually apply a little bit of brain power to the world around us? The politicians, if they are going to effectively lead a bunch of dumbasses, they also have to portray themselves as a bunch of dumbasses so that the general populace of dumbasses don't start getting ideas that they need to start thinking harder and looking into things more.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Or it just the dumbassery breeds more dumbassery, and you get enough dumbasses on top, and that's the people that go to it, the people that are halfway intelligent and realize this is I don't want to say fool's errand because that's the only thing that's coming to mind, but it is. It's thinking you're going to go to DC to change anything is just absurd, and so those people stay out of it, and you just get the dum-dums and more dum-dums and
true believers.
Yeah. And you got to believe too that the politicians are the ones doing it, but I don't know. To some degree, I don't think they're totally pulling the strings. If you really you got guys like Klaus out there, and I think there's more people like him than the Rockefellers and everybody else. It's kind of behind the scenes, they still exist, but you don't ever see them, you don't ever hear about them. And if you were really trying to control things, you wouldn't want to be seen, right?
I mean, they come out and do their, World Economic Forum videos and websites and books that say everything they want to do, but if you bring that up, then you're a conspiracy theorist. So I don't know. It's funny because it's you're right. Nobody does know anything about them, but they say it. They have videos and documents and websites. They have a great reset website. But if you try and talk about it or say that, you end up being a conspiracy theorist to these regular people. And I think that in a lot of cases, I don't necessarily want to say that they're people who are dumb. I think a lot of them, I love the term midwits. They're actually maybe even slightly higher than average intelligence, but it's there's something about knowing you're smart when you're that kind of level, and it's you want to, let's say you do generally want to do something effective or make a change or something. I don't know. It's just, I think it's just, it seems like the way that some people go. Maybe it's a breed of busybodies. People are just busybodies and they get into it. I think a lot of it is public school. I mean, I think it just, we're taking politics from being something you deal with as an adult and government, and they're just sort of making it a lower and lower age to where you're just in this system. And it's just, this is how we solve problems. You go get an authority figure to tell you who's right and wrong,
Yeah.
I don't know, just so institutionalized.
The public school thing is really interesting. So our younger two are still in public school. And we're, I don't know, this year, next year, I might pull them out, working on some things. But it's really interesting because, you get you do the pledge every morning, blah, blah, blah. You learn about your presidents, and they teach this sort of, it's not quite patriotism it is, but it's beyond that. It's even to the point where you got to have school pride, and they shove the school pride on these kids. And there's a football player in the NFL that came out of this school district, and he has since retired and he's done or whatever, but there's, when they would have a game on the weekend or whatever, a game on Thursday, they'd have all the kids dress in that team's colors, because we have to have some allegiance to this non-entity that you have no control over, that and it just, I think it sets a sort of a base, it sets a framework for this. I'm just going to support because and I'm a US citizen, so go America, and this whole team idea, and it is they're it's brainwashed into them from the very beginning. And it's not even these big things, it's small local things support your school, wear green and blue to school today because that's our school colors, go school. And it's what are you competing for? What is this for? But they're taught young how to do that.
Building tribalism.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the word. That's the word. Thank you, Dad.
Yeah. Well, then it just makes it really easy to control somebody at that point,
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah.
Look, they attacked our democracy. I heard. So I was telling you guys in the chat yesterday. I watched a few minutes of a Morning Joe, which is MSNBC. And my God, like the guy, he's so serious about how like the whole world was on the brink of becoming like an alt-right fascist state. And now in 2 weeks after this Ukraine thing, it's brought everybody back together and it's gotten rid of all that. And they said the words liberal democracy 37 times in like 2 minutes. It was crazy. We almost lost our liberal democracy. We're going to get our liberal democracy back. Yay, liberal democracy. Yay, Roosevelt. Yeah, all the big, progressive heroes who would have named, it's just like Biden and blah, blah, blah. And Biden's just, he's pulled it together, making great speeches and doing all that. I'm just like, Jesus, man. It was insane. I mean, people watch this and take it seriously.
Yeah.
And go and repeat it to people and think they're smart.
And that's that, like the news media in the morning kind of thing. And like, because that happened to me. I went to the doctor and they had, I think it was Good Morning America on something. I don't know. But it was just like, it was insane. And it made me ill. It was just like, good Lord. And you've got to like understand that there are people out there that watch this day in and day out. Like, and whether they choose to, or whether it's because they're just like old people that are sitting at home and watching TV and that's what's on the TV. I don't know. But like, it's insane. It's insane the amount of like propaganda and just rubbish that is out there. And, I think we've seen it with all this Ukraine and Russia stuff. Like, it's like, oh, Russian propaganda. And it's like, wait a minute. Do you see the Ukrainian propaganda? Do you not think like Ukraine would also make do you not think the US makes propaganda? Like, it blows my mind that people are so willing to look at things through like one lens, one side of it, like there's no like, there's no culpability. It's like, oh, we're America. We do everything right. NATO is this great thing. They would never do anything wrong. This is all Russia's fault. This is all X, and it's like, no, look in the mirror, look at yourself. Take account of those things that you've done and that we've done. And I don't know.
When large countries invade small countries, it's bad.
And NATO's not even a country, so fuck it, get in there,
Oh shit, man! What's with all the women creeping over Zelensky like memes and posts? Have you guys seen that shit? It's like Jesus. His ball's so big you can see him from space. Blah blah blah. Fucking hey, dude.
Carlos, we legitimately don't know the name of most of the shows we watch. Like, I couldn't tell you half the stuff that I watch. Like, I'll pull clips of stuff up, or like I'll see stuff posted somewhere. I don't go looking for it. I'm not actively like trying to find it. I'll see it. I'll watch it. I don't know what it was. I don't know where it came from. Sometimes I recognize the people. Like I don't actively seek out a whole lot of mainstream news or media type stuff. So yeah, like there are TV shows and everything that I like to watch, but like as far as news programs and stuff like that, I could not tell you who half these people are. Like I know who the clucking hens on The View are, just because I've seen them enough on clips of them being cringy to know who they are. But
I think it was Good Morning America because it was like, I feel like there was a background audience and there was like a couple people at the table and Regis and Kathy, and I think it was Kathy. I don't know. I don't know.
Pretty sure Kathy died. Sure. You're thinking of Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly, I'm pretty sure Regis is gone. I think it's.
I know Regis is gone, but
yeah, like, Regis is gone too. Like it's not Regis or Kathy anymore. It's
well, I thought it was the chick. I don't know.
It's like Kelly Ripa and Michael Strahan.
I agree with Carlos so totally about the kayfabe thing. Like, I was never really into wrestling or anything. I was younger, but the last couple of years I've been learning a lot like about it. Like my roommate's really into it. And anyhow, like now, like learning about wrestling, I'm like, oh my God, that is like the best way to describe like politics, and it's even, you got the face and the heel and the whole like rigmarole and the way they talk shit about each other. And it's so funny. It's just fucking pro wrestling.
What is kayfabe?
It's like where like I guess the way to describe it, where like they act like they're in character, they stay in character,
Okay.
like the whole thing's a bit like back in the day in the
Okay.
80s
All
when
right.
people still thought it was real, like they couldn't be seen in public together if they were supposed to be enemies, you
Gotcha,
know, because
okay,
it blow the whole thing, blow the whole gimmick.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, he was on Dancing with the Stars or something.
Zelensky?
Yeah. I don't know if it
Let's
was
see.
a European version or the real version or what, but the real
Alright.
version. My American version. See, there's that pride thing again.
Like the one that Max Schmer, not I don't know, Max something, like he's from Ukraine. He got stuck over there, I guess. And it was like there's an article about, you know, poor Max getting stuck in Ukraine and couldn't get out and praying for his safety.
Ooh,
Is that
what
him?
this?
That looks Asian.
That's him.
This is the most European thing I've ever seen in my life.
I clicked on the wrong link you sent me. That was for your private viewing afterwards.
Pretty sure that one right there is Zelensky. I'm
No.
almost 100% positive.
I mean, it does look like him.
That's him.
Right there.
Him?
No
Yeah,
wonder the
yeah.
Democrats love him so much.
Well, he wasn't he like I thought he was a comedian or something before he became president.
Yeah, he was an actor and a comedian. Like he
Okay.
This
he
comedy
played he played the Ukrainian president in something that he did before he actually became the Ukrainian president. That was an impressive front flip or whatever you want to call it, the front somersault.
Especially in heels, right?
Can't understand why Putin
Never
would want
tried.
to kill this guy.
See, that's perfectly acceptable in Russia. So that's totally acceptable behavior. They don't ban that and actively put people in jail for doing that kind of stuff.
This can't be a thing. Are they comparing Americans to pigs there?
Who
I guess
knows?
take offense.
I
That's kind of offensive.
don't even know. I don't know.
You know, I can say that I don't get art typically, so you know, maybe it's on me here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, man.
What's he got? A pot sticker?
Yeah,
I love pot stickers, man.
Are they
That's
making fun of Asian
you know what?
guys?
That's probably why I went up a pant size. Is because I've been eating so many pot stickers.
Hell yeah! Oh man, now you're making me want pot stickers. Well,
All right, that's enough of that. That was
Yeah,
terrible.
that was pretty European, guys.
What, Jim? What was that for? I don't even. Is it just something that they did? Gosh, that was terrible.
Yeah. Looks like a Magic Johnson commercial.
And we've come full circle.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
That is probably the promotional video for the anal
No.
condoms.
I got it. I can dig it.
Well, I don't think we're gonna top that, guys.
No.
No. I think that's a good way to end it. If we don't get our nuclear winner to end it, you know, the gay condoms and watching the Zelensky dance, that is probably evidence that it's time to bring on our destruction. We'll be back on Friday to talk about, God, hopefully something better than that last 3 minutes of this show.
We just not show up and put that on loop. Just like
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. We will run that for a
It's just
solid
joke.
hour.
They'll show up any minute. Show up the last minute. Mm-hmm.
I could do that. Just not include any of us in the in this. I could do that. Just not include any of us in the stream, and I'll just like run all of the different intro videos that I've made and all the other like crazy shit that I've got saved for this, and just let that go forever. And then we pop in for like the last 5 minutes and be like, "Well, that was a pretty damn good show," and then run the outro.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.